Welcome to Gulfstream today. Ron Nicoletti along with Katie Stazak. And you see on our screen, we're going to start this beautiful day with a fast main track and a firm turf course. And Katie, we got a really nice carryover in the Rainbow Six. It is starting to build. We got an 8-race card today. It starts in race number 3, $133,000. Let's say $134,000. I know I'm going to be betting at least $1, so it'll be $134,000 before the afternoon starts. And we got a pretty nice card today. And the Rainbow Six, it's starting to get really interesting. Once it gets over that 100,000, they start playing it with earnest. We'll see how it goes. And before we get started with today's card, I want to go back and show you a return of a really nice horse yesterday in the Sawgrass Handicap, and that was Fast Anna.
That was Fast Anna, and he ran just as his name suggests yesterday. Wow. He said opening fractions 21-2, 43-3, and just kept going into the lane. He opened up. He's going to get tired a little bit late. And take a look at Brightling Flyer, just absolutely flying late to get up there, but Fast Anna's going to hold on and just put his class on display, get a nice win there back off a 7-month layoff, and it was his turf debut as well, so it looks like he can handle both surfaces.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to move way forward off that. They needed that performance. You know, he hadn't run in a while. He came back, and now he's, should be ready for greater things. A really nice horse, and you said the key word, a very fast horse. So congratulations to the connections of Fast Anna. Nice to see him back at the races. With that said, now we'll delve into Friday's 8-race card. And the first race is on the turf. As we mentioned at the top of the show, the turf course is listed as firm, and this one is 1 mile and 1/16, and its maiden claim is 3 and up, $12,500. And you see there's a horse in here, the number 3, Match Right. That's a first-time starter. There's no works on in the form or in the program, but we do have a couple from Olympic Hill Training Center, one on May 30th and June 6th. And when Pete Aiello comes up, he'll update you on those workouts on that first-time starter in there, number 3, Match Right. With that said, I went with the 7, Trap Knoll Hall. You went with the 4, More Than Ready, and tell me why.
Well, we've got our exactas flip-flop today, and I think either horse could win this race. I end up giving the edge to More Than Ready. This is a 3-year-old son of More Than Ready, going to stretch out back to 1 mile and 16 today, and I think that's going to be the key. He made up some ground late to get up for 4th when going 7.5 furlongs on May 30th. That was at the $16,000 level. Finished 3rd at this distance, 2 starts back up at Tampa Bay Downs. So again, I think he's going to be happy to get back to this distance, and it'll also be the lowest tag he's ever run for.
Yeah, you know, and he was 10 lengths back early in that race, so he did make up some ground. But I went with the 7, Trap in the Hole, is plunging to this $12,500 level. First start since finishing 2nd. That was in the $30,000 maiden race. Oh, that's great, but it was last August. So it was a long time ago. David Forks has the son of Graham Hall, what I like, working consistently for the return, which includes a solid 5 furlong gate work. You see that work in 101 flat. That's second best of 15 horses at the distance. So that's key to me. The drop in competition right in this level, decent workout, put him on top, and I'm going to agree with you with number 4, More Than Ready. The other horse I used on the ticket was the 6, They Came to See Me. This one is stretching out to 1 mile and 16. They bumped at the start. This one was sitting back too, about 10 lengths off the pace, and he came rallying up the rail to finish 6th. He was beaten 5 1/4 lengths only. Was going 5 furlongs on the turf, so stretching out around 2 turns. I thought maybe he can grab a share.
Absolutely. I think the 5, He's a Miracle, could also grab a share. This one's from the Peter Wasilek Jr. barn. Going to make the dirt to turf move today. So a bit of a question mark, but he's going to lure the services of Tyler Gaffleone. He's hit the board when running similar distances on the main track and going 2 turns, so I think he'll be well suited to this today.
Yeah, and once again, that 3-horse Match Right, throughout the afternoon there'll be slates up about those unpublished, 2 unpublished works about that first-time starter. So before you wager, you will get all that information that you need. Race number 2 today is a 6 furlong claiming event, 3 and up. Non-winners of 3 races in life, or race in 6 months, or December 12th. And this one we want to go back and show you a horse that ran at Keeneland last time out, and that is Ari's Pride.
Yeah, this is back from April 18th, and we talk a lot about how horses that are coming over from Tampa and things like that, how that will translate to Gulfstream. But we saw during the Keeneland race meet, Gulfstream horses run so well, and this level of competition during Keeneland spring meet is comparable to our championship meet, and this horse ran really well that day. Took the lead into the stretch. He's only going to miss by a half length while he's kind of, stuck down there on the inside. If he was on the outside, he might have even had a better chance. And he's going to make his first start off the claim today for trainer Sandino Hernandez Jr. Eddie Castro is going to pick up the mount, and I really like the way he's been working over this racetrack.
Yeah, and he's run well in here in the past. He has a previous victory. He's had 9 races here with 1 win, 3 seconds, and a third. So, for 5 for 9 in the money at Gulfstream Park. So went over to Keeneland and ran pretty well in there. A logical choice in there. I have the horse in second. Katie has it first. We have our exacta flip-flop again. I went with the one Helper Rye, who moved to the Oscar Gonzalez Bon Vie, the claim. Now goes back to the main track, a surface where he was 3 for 5 on a fast track. Albeit that was in Argentina and it was in 2012, but he had a couple of really solid turf sprints here. Gonzalez, he's 3 for 9, 33% with new claims. Ed Garza handling the surface switch. I mean, I had to reach to see where this horse ran on the main track before he was back in Argentina, like I said, in 2012. But I just think he's a logical choice to be in here along with the 2 Aries Pride.
I completely agree, and you see it. He fits, and he has shown form over the dirt, even though it wasn't here. But look at the way he's been working over the main track here. He's been working lights out. He went 4 furlongs and 47 and 3 the other day, so I think he's going to not have a problem at all with this surface switch.
I'm sorry, Katie, you used the 5 Pontos in third?
Yeah, this one finished third at the distance last time out as the favorite. When dropping to this level from a starter allowance, Harry Hernandez picks up the mount today, and I just thought he could give this horse a leg up, and he could run to that form that he was expected to run last time out as the favorite.
Well, I threw in the 7 Bellamy Chief, who'll try and make it 2 in a row after setting the pace and holding on to win by 3/4 of a length at the same distance last time out. The trainer, Charlie Asamopolis, has Tyler Gaffalione in the saddle and done it once before. Why not do it again? I really respect the barn, so I threw the 1 on the ticket. But I think we might have the right 2 with the 1 and 2 in there.
Completely agree.
Let's go to race number 3 today, and this one is a sprint at 6 furlongs. They're maiden claimers. They're 3-year-olds and up, $16,000. And we do have a scratch in here of number 1, Murachal. And you went with the number 8 horse on top, Candy Fever, the recent gelding.
Yeah, we have the same 3 horses in here, just in a different order. I ended up giving Candy Fever the edge, and I thought Class Relief was the key here. He should be given a boost with that today. He's going to make his first start as a gelding, and, taking a steep class drop today. Finished 5th against $50,000 maiden claimers here in February during the championship meet. Jose Caraballo is going to ride today.
Yeah, and I mentioned the scratch in there of the number 1, Murachal, and that was another horse that was trained by that trainer, Ruben Monge, so they left this horse in here today. And a logical choice in there, but I did go with the 2, Awesome Union, is dropping to the $16,000 level on the dirt. 8 previous races on the dirt, no wins, but 2 seconds in the third. He showed speedy weak and late. That was a pair of 5 furlong turf sprints on the grass there. Trainer Stanley Gold, apprentice Harry Hernandez handling the lowest level of this gelding's 12-race career thus far. So I think the drop, going to the main track, love the connections that this horse can run very well in there. And we have, like I said, basically the same 3. The other horse that we both used on the ticket, you had in the third, was the 5, and that's Right On Ready.
He's also making a surface switch today. He was 4th in a turf sprint last time out on May 23rd, but 2 starts back, he finished 2nd on dirt at that level, and that was his only start on dirt because his other previous starts came on synthetic. So I think not only should he be boosted by that class relief, he's also going to be boosted by a return to his preferred surface, and both the recent works were both bullets over this surface. I think we're saying here with our horses there in different order that you go 3 deep in this opening leg of the Rainbow Stakes. Yeah,
it looks like you have to go the way Right On Ready. He's getting that claiming tag sliced in half. So Christine Janks put this horse where you really have to pay attention to. But Katie's right. We both think it's 2, 5, or 8, or 8, 5, and 2, or some combination of those three horses there to kick off the Rainbow Six. And as we mentioned at the top of the show, about $134,000 in the pool today. We're going to the turf for race number 4, which kicks off our pick 5 of the afternoon. 7.5 furlongs on the turf. Claim is 3 and up. Non-winners of 3 races in life or a race in 6 months. $8,000 the claiming level on the turf race. We don't have many of these at the $8,000 level. And I went with the number 5 in here. Holy smoke, and I'll start with them, and you did not use in your ticket. This one now back in the Angel Rodriguez bond. Your gelding is dropping to this $8,000 level, turning back today to 7.5 furlongs. If you look at this last race, he opened up a quick 3+ length lead prior to tiring near the 8th pole to finish 5th, beaten 3 1/4 lengths. It was against $12,500 condition claimers, going a mile in the 16th. I'm going with the turnback angle here. Not a giant turnback. I just thought this horse might have a tactical speed advantage if he can get out there, especially against this level of competition.
I had to go with a turnback also, a turnback and making his second start back off a layoff. That's Fighter. He returned from a 3-month freshening last time out to finish 4th, but only beaten 3/4 of a length on May 21st. Took the lead into the stretch and just tired. He's going to cut back today to 7.5 furlongs. Should be Fitter's second start back off the layoff. I thought those two factors had to make complete sense. But we have a lot of different horses in here. Tell me also about the 7 Dynamic Royal.
Well, this one who does his best running in the latter stages of the race is going to drop a notch and turn back to his best distance thus far. 13 races with 2 wins, hoping to sit behind what I see as a suspect early pace scenario. It's a wide open race. The trainer's Leo Gabriel Jr. Luca Panici handling this gelding's second start since shipping him from the fairgrounds. I'm expecting, improvement. That he's had a race over the course, and I also think that this pace scenario here is, as I say, is suspect. This horse might be able to pick up the pieces.
This is a wide open race. Yesterday, I think you could have singled in the first 2 legs of the Rainbow Six, but today you're going to have to go deep to open up the sequence. I threw in the 3 miles. This one, again, coming off, looking at that second start back off a layoff. He returned from a 5-month break to finish, some speed, and then he faded. He finished 7th to get $16,000 claimers, but he's going to cut the tag in half today and be Fitter, so I thought he could also pick up a piece.
It's a great betting race. You're going to have to go deep in there to start your pick 5 or the second leg of the Rainbow Six. Let's flip the page and go to race number 5. 1 mile claimers, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, non-winners of 3 races in life. $6,250. We will have 8 runners going to the post for a final of 2 pick 4s on the afternoon. This is where it starts in race number 5 when we have that 8 race card. And hey, we're in agreement in this race. We both went with the 7, Mimi's Dream.
She's going to be making her first start off the claim for trainer Tamara Levy today. She's pretty popular. She's been claimed out of each of her last 2 starts and in 3 of her last 4. Stumbled at the start last time out and completely unseated apprentice John Cruz on May 28th. But the last time she ran for this tag prior to that start, which absolutely you have to throw out, she romped by more than 10 lengths.
Yeah, no, it was the exact same reason I used it before. You just put a line through that last race, and we both have the number 5, Build a Jack, in second. This one moved to the Pete Wazalik Jr. Bond. Be the claiming route is stretching out to a mile again. Has a 3rd place finish already at a mile. Rallied 6 wide last time out to come within a neck of notch in this condition. That was at 3/4 of a mile, and this bond shows a positive return of investment of $3.71 with horses stretching out in distance. So I think a move that's going to help number 5, Build a Jack.
Absolutely. I love the stretch out. I think that's also going to suit her closing style. And you have to admire her consistency. 6 for 7 in the money lifetime.
Yeah, I mean, she runs well all the time, and see if she can get the win today. Horse I threw into 3rd, and I'll tell you why. I just thought this horse can suck up and grab a piece of the exacta, trifecta, or superfecta ticket. Late running type, and I just thought she'd be up and, can reap the spoils at the end of the race.
Completely agree. I have her in there as well. She circled the field last time out after starting off more than 8 lengths off the pace. Maybe if she can lay a little bit closer and save some ground, she'll definitely figure.
We didn't have many scratches on today's card. We had 1 in the first or whenever it was, and 3rd race whenever it was, and now we have 2 more in this race. This one, a 5 furlong turf event. Maiden claim is 3 and up. $35,000. We're going to scratch the number 8 Little Croupy and the 9 Illusions Ruler. And we want to go back and show you a performance of the horse that we both have on top of our ticket, and that's number 5, Giant Slayer, was the one that day.
He was, and he doesn't have to improve much to finish as the number 1 in today's race. You know, he's going to take the lead into the stretch here. You see the 3 coming, and he's just going to get a little bit unlucky there and just get caught at the wire. He's only going to be beaten by a neck. Fighting on, I was pretty impressed by the performance, thought it was game. He's just edged there, loved the effort, and that was his first start with blinkers, and he really moved forward with them. They're going to stay on today, and again, he does not have to improve much to get that victory.
Yeah, I mean, if there's any little problem, you know, he's finished 2nd and 3rd respectively as the favorite in those races, so he's beaten favorite, but he did move forward, yet, like you said, with the blinkers last time out. Number 7, Remembering Richie, is stepping up to competition after surrendering a late 2.5 length lead when beating a neck. That was against $20,000 maidens going this distance. The trainer is Dave Brady. Edgar Zayas at the top. This is an improving son of Cowtown Cat.
Absolutely. This is going to be just his 3rd career start. I see lots of upside with this horse. And I ended up using the 9 Illusions rule in 3rd, but I scratched into the 2 Elguer River. Did you do the same, or did you have this one originally?
No, I had this one on my ticket. It's eligible to show more. He rallied 5 wide to finish 3rd behind aforementioned Giant Slayer. That was his first ever try sprinting on the grass, so I think he's got some upside. Of course, you know, only the 2nd time trying the blades. Enrique Sanchez, Luca Patinici, and it's a son of Quality Road.
Yeah, I love the effort for his first time turf sprinting. My only concern is that he's been 3rd in each of his last 3 starts. I want him to just show a little bit more to take that next step.
Well, we both have him in 3rd, so maybe that's what we're trying to tell people something there. Let's go to the 7th race this afternoon. 1 mile claim is 3 and up. $10,000. We have 7 runners going to the post, and we both have an old friend of ours on top, and that's the number 2, Palatine Hill, who's turning back to one of his better distances today.
Yeah, 2 starts back he ran lights out at this distance. He was only beaten 3/4 of a length, and he was just ahead of a horse named Old Time's Sake, who would come back to win his next start, and he's also entered in this race today. Edgar Zayas is going to pick up the mount today. I love that. He's a hard-knocking gelding, and I think the cut back, turn back, and distance will help him.
Yeah, he's had 10 previous races at this distance with 4 wins, 2 seconds, and 2/3, so I think the turn back is key there. We went with the number 1, Abadoy, in 2nd, stretching out to a mile today after responding to the re-addition of blinkers last time out with a commanding 6 1/4 length of victory over $12,500. Condition claim is going 6.5 furlongs. Oh, by the way, it's from the Kirk Zadie bond, so you have to pay double attention there. He's 20% with horses stretching out in distance. Harry Hernandez, the apprentice, will handle that inside post today.
Absolutely. Was just about to say you have to respect those connections. Last time out was at 6.5 furlongs, but he was coming off a 2-month freshening. Should be fitter for the stretch out today. And he didn't hit the board in his only try going a mile on the main track, but he has a lot of experience going a route of ground on the turf course, and he's done well.
Well, you know, there's a horse I think you got to have on your ticket in here, and that's the horse you were alluding to, and that's number 7, Old Time's Sake. This went 3rd behind Palatine Hill at this distance. That was back on May 7th. Now moves to the Dave Rakoff Bonvie to claim after drawing away really impressively to crush a field of 6,250 claimers, but won that race by almost 6 lengths. I love this when a horse does that, goes back and a stretch out, can run well in here, and I think you got to have him on the ticket.
Absolutely. He earned an 88 buyer for that effort. That's pretty impressive. My only concern is that he's turning back a little quick for this start.
Yeah, it's turning back a little quick, and a lot of people subscribe to the bounce theory when you run a top, speed figure, and you come back right away, and you might bounce, as they say, like a rubber balloon. But we'll see how that works out in race number 7. The 8th race today, 1 mile and 1/16 on the turf. Claimers, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, non-winners of 3 races in life. Or 3-year-olds, $12,500 in here. And we're going to have a full field of 11 going post for our Super High 5. They nailed it again yesterday. And we have, we're sort of in agreement here. I went with the number 10 Gold Piece on top of my ticket, who Katie has in 2nd. This one I thought was game and defeat when she followed her $20,000 maiden victory on the turf. She comes back, she sets the pace and finishes 4th against $12,500 2 lifetime claimers going a mile and a 16th. That was on a softened turf course, listed as good. Mike Petro going to lighten the impost in here. He's got 5-pound apprentice Harry Hernandez. Barn has been on fire. I had a couple of wins yesterday, one of them, the owner, Frank Calabrese's barn has been really running well. So I put number 10 Gold Piece right on top of my ticket.
This is a horse that you must have on the ticket somewhere. The only thing that I was a little shaky with was that I thought she might be better at a mile versus a mile and a 16th, but not that much of a difference.
Right.
And she's been running well. Love the effort, especially since it was her first start against winners. I had to put the one Ellicottville on top of my ticket, but I completely understand why Ron has this mare in third, because she has disappointed as the favorite on several occasions. I give her the tepid nod here. She's going to stretch out to a mile and a 16th today. Made a 4-wide bid last time out to get up for the show when going 7.5 furlongs on May 16th. I thought that she really should appreciate the extra real estate she'll get today for trainer Joe Orsino. Again, she's been the favorite or the second choice in each of her last 3 starts and hasn't been able to get the job done regardless of surface or distance. But I just think she's found the right spot today.
A horse that I like in this race that's on the outside, and I'm certainly going to use in my Super High 5 ticket, is the number 11, Slazara. And this one was going to break on that post from that outside number 11. Set the pace last time out, finished second. It was against Similar when breaking from the rail. So I'm going from the inside to the outside today, but he needs to break sharply. He's got to get out of a speed duel with Gold Piece, which might set it up for a horse like Ellicottville. This one's got to stay out of a speed duel to offer his best. I'm not sure he can win, but I think it's a horse that you might want to have on your Super High 5 ticket today.
Definitely. You need 5 horses on that Super High 5 ticket, and I would have Slazara on there somewhere. I would also have the 8, Stack the Crown, on there. This Daughter of Imperialism, going to face winners for the first time today. That's why I couldn't put her higher than third, but she broke her maiden at this level on May 14th for trainer Sandra Cataldi, and it was her Gulfstream Park debut. I like the effort, and I like that Tyler Gapleon's going to stay aboard.
Well, that's how we see our Friday card, 8-race card. We got a fast main track, firm turf course. We told you the Rainbow Six starts in race number 3 today, Katie, with about $134,000 in the jackpot pool. So it should be a fun day of wagering and watching races.
I'm pretty sure they're going to bet more than a quarter on the Rainbow Six today, because it's $399,075. So I think we're going to get more than that today to make it 134. It's going to be a great day of racing. It is a beautiful outside, too, so going to be a fun day.
Good luck, everybody.